The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Welcome and thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party.
Hi.
How's that better?
That's awesome.
You thought I was losing a little bit. And Charlie Watts is with us today.
Oh, yeah, I'm in the groove.
Hey, Charlie.
I'm in the groove.
Hey, Tony, I wanted to give you guys, you and Bill Burr, a huge shout out because we got ourselves some tickets to the Bill Burr Tony V Fenway Park.
You did?
We got a lot of people going.
The thing is, we got enough tickets.
Yeah.
We made a VIP list.
Are you kidding me?
But
Are you going to get a meet and greet with me? Will you actually get to meet me?
I was hoping so.
Wow, I'm so excited for you.
No, I'm
to
so
get
excited.
to meet me. This is
I know.
wow.
But I'm so excited. But my point of bringing it up on the air is that
Yeah.
these
That would be pretty special,
real
though.
estate agents and loan officers do not ever call me back.
Right.
But I got so many calls back this morning.
Oh, so you bring in clients and friends.
Yeah.
How many tickets did you buy?
It's a secret.
We got a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
Like a whole section?
A lot. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm a friend, right?
Yes.
Well, you might have to be on the B list, but
You know.
Oh, wow.
You know.
I'm sorry, your microphone stopped working, Kathy. I'm not sure.
the problem is we just
The problem is you've told everyone in the world that we got a lot of tickets, so anyone you haven't invited yet is going to say,
They're
well,
gonna
No, we
feel
don't.
bad.
It's my call.
we don't have a lot of tickets.
Okay.
Well, that's very exciting. Thank you. And you know, I'm going to have to mention to the people putting this on that, you know, it's great that Bill Burr's the first comedian to sell. But let's
no,
be honest,
you are.
About 3/4 of the room's coming to see me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah.
but the enthusiasm in the phone calls this morning
Yeah.
and the emails this
Oh,
morning
that's great.
was outstanding.
Oh, that's-
like it
that's
really put a
terrific.
little pep in my step.
Yeah,
and,
nice.
This whole group usually takes a day and a half to call us back on anything.
No, they say I'm
Seconds.
in. Someone already wrote. I already have it in my calendar, even though they didn't have
They
tickets.
didn't know, but they knew
Yeah.
something was coming.
Yeah. So,
oh, it's going to be a hoot. I mean,
Yeah.
regardless of what happens at the show, it's
you
going to
kidding
be
me?
it's going to be a hoot.
it's
gonna be
an
a-
impressive
Yeah.
number of people that have
Yeah.
that are buying tickets to
Yeah.
Fenway
I'm not-
on a beautiful Sunday night to
it's
see
gonna be
Tony
great.
V.
And I'm
The
not
meet and greet, I'm going to be so nervous to meet him.
to
Tony.
meet me.
Can you
Yeah, it's a daunting task.
can you bring your friend?
No, we're there to meet Tony.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll meet Bill when we're doing the introductions going into the.
Yeah,
into-
when you're
yeah,
bringing
yeah.
me on
Yeah,
stage.
yeah.
Sure, of course.
I like how you worked your way into that. Okay.
I always thought I meant we.
Yeah, and I'm not nervous at all about
No,
it.
I know. I was actually thinking about you
You
the other
won't be
day.
nervous about that.
This is the first time I've ever seen Tony get a little bit nervous about.
He's not nervous. He's just
He is
thinking about
nervous.
it.
This is the second time he's told us he's nervous, and I'm nervous for him.
No, I just said I wasn't nervous.
No, you're lying.
You'll be fine.
No,
You've
I'll
done a
be
lot.
fine, yeah.
No,
You've
you-
done a lot.
It's gonna be
a lot
fun.
worse than that.
Yeah.
You're a class act comedian, and my gut feel is that you're going to knock it out of the park. Get it?
Wow.
There's my opening. There's
Wow.
my opening right
Yeah.
there.
You're still working to see if you
Yeah.
can be his
Yes,
intro.
Yes. No,
Yeah,
we're so proud
yeah.
of you.
It's going to
so-
be great, and I hear it selling very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, it's going to be it's a unique thing, and I'm jazzed. And the good thing for me is the 2 weeks leading up to,
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Aruba, like, you know, by myself with four nights in a row, 2 weeks in a row, back to
Right.
back. So 8 complete shows where I can work out what I want to do.
Yeah.
And,
See what bombs, see what.
see where I'm
And then you're
going
to go to your palapa and write
then-
it all down and
yes,
memorize
in between
it.
smoking cigars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, can't you
It's-
smoke in your palapa?
Yes, you can.
Okay,
in Aruba.
okay.
Yeah, 100%.
No, so we are really proud of you, and we want to support you and celebrate with you.
Well,
so.
you know, up until you guys just said you bought a lot of tickets, you know, my biggest asset in getting to this show was I'm a good friend. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you shouldn't be rewarded for being a good friend.
Absolutely not.
But Bill is like that, and I'm very jazzed about it. It's going to
Yeah,
be
we're really excited
Yeah.
for you. So that's it. Tony V is going to be more famous than he already is.
That will be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to be a great night.
Yep.
Maybe we can get our John there and take a few pictures. And
John,
get us on our,
unfortunately, is going back to school.
all
Oh,
right.
I'll take John's ticket.
I don't think John had a ticket.
Wow, your B-list as well,
That's
buddy.
why he's going back to school. I know.
I'll tell you what, Chrissy. I will let you know if we have a cancellation.
Oh my God,
Thank
you're
you.
tough.
They're all.
You
On
pretty
the
much
wait
just
list.
told her she's
I was
on the
gonna
B
say,
list.
Tony, like I'd like to support you. I just can't afford to.
I can't afford to support me.
But honestly, the way this morning went was incredible. The callback time and the answer, yes, I'm in, yes, I'm in, yes, I'm in. It was
Yeah, I mean, because it's an event. I mean, it's the first time anything at Fenway like this
it's gonna
is
be
being
very
done.
cool.
Yeah.
I think the night before us, Lady Gaga is there.
No.
Yeah, I think that's the way it
I
works.
love Lady Gaga.
Yeah, me too. I'm a huge fan.
So I might have to go in for the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, just pitch the time. Yeah.
Tony being there early to see Lady Gaga.
Oh, I
You're a
love
big
that.
fan?
Oh, I love Lady Gaga.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I think she's very talented. Yeah.
Very talented.
Yeah.
All right. So
What I was thinking we could do today is
Rick has a serious
Yeah,
hat
he-
on, and
well,
me and you are just going to go with it. Okay.
Yeah.
no, not at all. So
We'll let the captain run the ship. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm just
For a
thinking,
change.
we didn't have too much content the last couple weeks.
Right.
We do want to thank Frank Santarelli of The Sopranos.
We had no content. Let's not sugarcoat it. We had a lot of fun stories.
Do you know what my favorite part of that whole show was? The way you two look at each other
Yeah.
and the way you guys tell stories. And some of those stories, like when you were in the parking lot
Oh yeah.
and the cops came.
Listen.
But I believe it because I believe them all to be
Yeah.
true because I can
those
see.
are all true.
I know. I can see them doing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How we're alive at this point in our life is
Yeah.
Did you ever see the movie The Last Waltz with the band?
one of my favorite content movies of all time.
Isn't it unbelievable?
Yeah, it's great.
So one of my favorite parts of The Last Waltz, myself, Renee, and Mike Flynn, we all watched it over the weekend,
Yeah.
was when they bring Eric Clapton up.
Yeah.
And they have Eric Clapton and Robbie Robertson
Yeah.
going back and forth on lead guitar.
Yeah.
That was like you two doing it.
Yes.
One had a,
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we know.
Well, how about this?
We've
Yeah.
known each other for so long, and these stories, a lot of our stories are intermingled because we,
Right.
we worked together for so long. And
Yeah. That was really
So
cool.
you guys went camping and beaching and all that together?
We vacationed the Santarellis and the V's
Did you ever
vacation
wonder about,
for years.
You ever wonder about that tent? How safe you are in that tent?
You're not safe at all. That's one of my things against camping.
Me too.
Because when we would go, my kids would, and I don't know anything. I'm a city kid, and they'd go, "Dad, are we going to be safe?" I go, "Yeah, we're safe. We'll be in a tent."
Because you didn't know anything.
Right. I go, a tent is like 1/16 inch of fabric. It's not gonna, like a bear would come along and
Of course.
go,
Oh, can't
hey,
get in
oh
there."
look, they're putting them in bags for us now. We don't even have to hunt them. We just pick up the bag and take it with us.
I remember when I first met you, your kids were really little, and you were talking about, I'm a city guy, and my kids want to go camping.
Yeah.
I go, I don't know what in the hell I'm doing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, I've walked around New York City at 3:30 in the morning with nearly a thought. You put me in the woods, and I hear a twig snap.
Yeah.
And I'm ready. I got pokers out.
Hey,
We used to work a place called the Balsams.
Never heard of that.
yeah.
It's up in the way up in New York, New
Hampshire, the White
Yeah,
Mountains.
it's like right on the Canadian border. There's mountains
Right.
and then Canada, and it was a nice resort.
I don't think it's that far up, but for a Charlestown guy,
Yeah,
it seems like it's right next to
it's
Canada. Right.
there were French-speaking people around us. That's all I
Because
know.
they like to go to New Hampshire.
But every time I would go there, they'd go, you want to go see a moose? And I go, no,
No.
I don't. I can, I can identify a moose. And they go, no, you should really see a moose in the wild. I go, why? I know what one looks like, and I don't. They go, oh no, they're more afraid of you than you are of them. And I go, you don't know how afraid I am.
Yeah, I never bought that story.
They're giant.
They're more nervous of you, right.
And I go, plus, how do I know I don't bump into the moose that has just had it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he snapped that day. Like I'm going to come doping along, going. He goes. I see one more human. I'm fucking snapping. I'm gonna have
moose.
Yeah.
I like your introduction to camping before. Well, I've slept outside before.
Yeah, I've been trying to avoid that most of my life.
Well, Christine Hurley knows about sleeping outside.
Oh, yeah.
On the lawn.
On the lawn.
Oh, yeah.
The sprinkler.
The only reason she woke up because of the sprinkler.
Yeah.
And the bus came by. The school bus.
When we had her here, she was telling the story, and I'm thinking sometimes she must embellish a little bit. So I look out to her husband. How Jimmy's always
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I look out to him. I go, Jimmy, is that true? And she's just still rambling. She goes, yeah, twice.
My other favorite of Christine's is Jimmy's Hurley's dad says, Jimmy, how did sand footprints get on my roof of my car? Anyway,
She actually worked in a real estate office.
I know for 2 days.
For 2 days.
Yeah.
And she was wondering why she couldn't read her novel.
Right. I think she was the precursor of that millennial little thing that goes out viral every once in a while, who goes in and applies for the job.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you're hired. I'll see you at 8:30 in the morning.
In the
8:30?
morning?
No,
In the
8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
That doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
I like to talk to Jimmy in Paris till 2 in the morning, and then I like to sleep in and then go to Starbucks and get my
I gotta
double
talk
latte.
to someone at HR about this. You don't work here, though.
and she goes, I could come in for 11, and he goes, well, that doesn't work for me.
Right.
And she goes, I'm feeling triggered.
Oh,
Chrissy
yes.
doesn't like the triggered word.
Yes. Speaking of which, we apparently triggered somebody
I know.
a few shows ago, and
You're
we
welcome.
apologize for not
Oh.
doing that.
Right. We'll
Yeah.
try not to trigger anyone,
Yeah.
but
just assume this entire show is a trigger.
it's a trigger.
Yeah.
And Tony V is a famous comedian, and we don't know what's going to come out of his mouth. Ever.
Neither do I.
Right.
So
You usually do pretty good. I mean, you don't.
no, I don't go off the deep end.
You don't really.
I
No.
stock and trade, but
Yeah.
every
No,
now and again.
we're not considered woke.
No.
But we're kind of aware of wokeness.
Yeah. I just recently found out that woke is WOC and it stands for something, which I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I
Woke.
thought it was woke like WOK.
They're not even using the right word.
Yeah, I believe it's WOC and it stands for something.
All right, well, you just
Chrissy,
told me
Can you
that.
look it up?
Let me Google real quick because I
go
thought
on
it
a
was
fact check.
WOKE. So there we go. Oh, women of color.
And that's how it started.
So that's what woke really means.
There you go.
All right.
All right,
Oh,
so we
all
need
right.
to research. All right, so sorry
right.
if we triggered anybody. All right, let's go do
Yeah,
our show.
yeah.
Because how can you trigger anybody in real estate?
Yeah.
Come on, let's do
Yeah.
it.
So
Shush.
maybe we should do a little bit more investigating before we start throwing out things during the show, right? We're doing a lot of fact checking
Why?
over here.
No, but I always thought that. John, can you help me out here? I always thought that woke was like when you say someone's not woke or woke. If they're not woke, they're not up on different the way things are changing with like sexual identity.
Yeah, that's how I
Okay, so-
understand it.
so
Yeah,
I
you get-
haven't
I got
misspoke.
Chrissy's got it.
I actually have it. So it is still WOKE, but yours is legit. It's just different.
Okay.
So WOKE is alert to injustice in society, comma, especially racism.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Okay, and that's where the WOC comes in.
Right.
Okay.
Right, I would say.
All right.
And we've
Yeah.
done none of that today, right?
Yeah, and I'm very
No,
well, I
no.
am very,
You are woke.
I say this. I have 2 children,
Yep.
Yeah.
a boy-looking one
Yeah.
and a girl-looking one. I don't know how they identify. It's none of my business. I've never asked. I know my daughter doesn't like to identify as my daughter. But I think that's more of a me thing than a gender
Right.
thing. Yeah.
Right.
And I have a daughter
Yes.
that doesn't want to identify as my daughter.
daughter, yeah,
but
so you
it
understand.
obviously
Yeah.
has something to
That's
do
too
with
bad.
me.
Me, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love my daughter. She still
She
communicates
does
with me.
not
daughter.
identify as your daughter, just so you know. Not in public,
Is
anyway.
that true?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Renee. I let your cat out of the bag.
Renee is kind of. We have a great parent-child relationship.
Yeah.
She's the parent.
She's
I'm
the
the
parent.
child.
There you go.
Right?
Without
We can learn
Am I
from
right
her.
about
Without a
that?
doubt. She reprimands you when she doesn't think you're doing the right thing.
Yep.
Oh, I
exactly.
get called all the time by my kids.
And
yeah.
I'm sick and tired of it.
Yeah.
I have to tell you.
Right.
I have to tell you. I'm 57 years old and I'm going to do
You just
whatever I
reverted
want.
to your mother's voice.
Hi, Ma.
Is she a-
You know, my son once wrote a play with a character based on me. Based on
boy.
Yeah. Well, it was based on this this very statement, and this might trigger somebody, but it's nothing
So,
bad.
trigger warning.
Right. He came to me one day and he said, you know, my friend so-and-so doesn't think you like them because they're gay. And I go, no, I don't like them and they're gay.
Two different
Two different
Yo,
things.
sorry.
The and or makes a huge difference.
Right.
Huge
difference. Right.
But
right.
unfortunately, people roll the stuff in.
And they just hear words.
Yeah, I don't think you really cared
Yeah.
if they were.
Right.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
just
care.
didn't like
Right.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do a joke currently. Well, no, I'm not going to do it because I'll probably do it at Fenway. But
Okay, so no,
you'll
no.
see it.
Yeah,
and
all
then
right.
we can talk about it after.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
that's a
plan.
real
I
tease.
do it, and there's nothing wrong with it, but people just hear a word and they
Right.
go like that.
Well, that's the problem.
That's
Yeah.
a real tease.
yeah.
Do you got
it's a
any
good
other?
tease.
You got any other jokes you won't be telling us right now?
No.
Okay.
I'm sure he has 2 hours worth of jokes that he's not telling us right now.
How long do you go on for?
I don't. I usually do like 15 minutes or 20 minutes before Bill, somewhere in
Okay.
there. It'll
That's
be-
going to be so.
Yeah.
I'm really
Yeah.
psyched.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be very cool.
Me too if I get a call.
All right, Chrissy. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Wow. So.
Hey, what are we talking about today?
I know. So we give
Let's
it a
do
shot.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get it.
try
So we
real
were
estate?
thinking this. Because we need some. I guess part of our website. We'd like to instruct our buyers on what they should be doing to have a successful closing. What they should really do.
Good stuff to know.
Good stuff. Good
Okay,
stuff
can I
now.
start?
Pants.
Oh my God. I'm
Pants
already
are good.
interrupting.
Pants.
You should
Yeah.
wear
Pants.
pants to your closing.
And
Yeah.
bring a pen.
Bring a pen.
All right, you guys are minimizing my 25
No.
steps.
Can I start?
Go ahead.
And this is what I typically tell family and friends.
Okay. Now
when
don't
they-
start on step 19.
Well, I don't know what they
She
are.
hasn't
All
read
right.
them.
Why don't you start?
Okay.
There you go.
The first argument I've
What?
let him win in 31 years.
Why don't you just jump in when your point?
Or just sit
All right.
here and shut up?
No. I didn't
Okay.
say that at all.
He knows it won't happen.
Do you think that's possible?
Yeah. No.
18 minutes in, and we're getting into the subject matter. I'm
Well,
impressed.
there's always another. You know what, Rick? The beauty of this is that there's always another show.
There's always another
Be
show.
continued.
I remember one show we got in like 28 minutes. I think we had 2 minutes left. And all right, so first of all, you got to get a team together. I think, right?
Right.
We got to get a real estate attorney.
Right.
We got to get a buyer's broker if you want to get intent on getting a.
Well, and they also have to find a lender that has already looked at your. Has
That
already
was my
pulled-
next step.
Is that the
Okay,
pre-approval? Is
So
that,
you told me I could jump in whenever I wanted.
is that
Go
the
ahead.
pre-approval process?
Yes, you need
yes.
a pre-approval.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Yeah.
Buyer's agent, I think we need, this is a good tip, buyer agent suggested to me once, you got to buy a house as if you were selling it down the road. Okay? So it can't be too unique to yourself.
I see.
You know what I mean? Because we have a good friend who bought a house that 4 floors. He's an athletic guy, so he doesn't mind the 4 floors, but he had trouble selling it.
Because nobody wants.
No
I don't
one-
want to go
4 floors.
No.
Right.
There's 3 unused floors in that. that's 3 floors of storage.
You
as far
didn't know
as
you
I'm
had the other
concerned.
3
Yeah.
floors.
Hey,
Where's
every
the
once in a while
kitchen?
you look at your spouse and go, "What's up there?"
Where's
I
our
actually-
kitchen?
I actually think that that's a really good valued tip.
Right.
Like if you're buying an in-law and you're like, this is perfect for
Right.
us,
Right.
but you have to remember there's only a small group of people that are looking for an in-law.
Right,
Because who the
right.
hell wants to live with their in-laws?
Nobody.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Nobody.
Unless they're forced to.
Nobody.
So, but
You want to take a while to think about that one?
Yeah.
That nobody came out before she finished the sentence.
No.
so that's a really good tip.
It is,
right?
a,
It is a good tip,
It is a good tip. So you really got to get a buyer's agent. They know the neighborhoods. They know what's conventional going to the purchase and sales lately.
Or like, what if it doesn't have a backyard or it doesn't have hardly any land?
Right.
That might be good for you because you don't have any children, but the next person coming along will just won't even come see your house because
they need
have
a backyard.
children and
Right,
they need
right,
a backyard.
And houses sell pretty quickly. I mean, someone repurchases a house probably every 5 years, other than us collectively here. You've been in your house for a long time.
A long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
we got a buddy, Mike Clark, who buys houses like people buy pants.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a sport to him.
Yeah,
You know
every
that.
2 years he
Oh, yeah,
buys
yeah.
a new house.
I go,
Yeah.
And he probably wouldn't do it if he didn't have a real estate attorney
Attorney,
right in
right.
his back pocket.
on retainer, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, and some people like that, and you know,
He's not attached to brick and mortar where other
which
people
is
have.
great. And I think he uses it as a part of his financial
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
It's if you have that head, that's great.
I
But
asked
most
him this
people-
last one. I said, I go, what do you think of that? I love it, love it, love it. I go, all right, you're going to be here for a long time? No, I don't know. He's already debating it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say
Right. Well, yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah, the last 4 houses have been it.
Right.
And this is it. I go, all right.
Tell Mike to lose our number.
All right, so buyer agent, very crucial. They know what to put in purchase and sales. What's going on lately as far as what paragraphs people seem to, contingencies they want to deal with. So we got to do that.
Are contingencies back?
Yes, they are getting
So-
back.
yeah, they're
coming
coming
back.
back.
Yeah.
Very good point. Yeah.
Inspection contingencies
Yeah.
are coming
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
You can tell who's in the driver's seat. For a while, the sellers were in the driver's seat. They didn't want any contingencies in there.
Financing contingencies are
Yeah.
coming back with a
Yeah.
vengeance because
Yeah.
those were very dangerous.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the other one is I saw one that they were contingent on selling their house.
Oh, God. Haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, that used to be.
You
it.
you gave it to me.
I know. I'm playing
That's
along.
used to-
But the point is, like, so her purchase is contingent on her selling and closing on her sale,
Right.
which haven't been around in probably 6 or 7 or 8 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which brings back to your point how important lenders are, right? So you got to get a pre-approval.
Yep.
You even
Sure.
came up with that.
I know
Are you
pre-approval.
going to throw real
Yeah.
estate terms out when you're on at Fenway Park?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be so
I'm
impressed.
gonna work just to your group. I'm gonna talk
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna
I'm
talk
sure.
about
Don't worry
yeah,
about
I'm
it.
sure that's gonna make it.
Yeah.
When we do the meet and greet, you can talk
Yeah,
about that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. All right.
But you got to get a pre-approval letter.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
And you got to make sure it's with a reputable lender because they can deny you, right? Like they can say no. I
Even
don't.
after pre-approval, you can
Oh, yeah.
still be denied. That's not a thing that says you're good to
Right.
go.
Of course.
Look at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I know shit.
You know stuff.
know
You
shit.
really do.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
I remember the first time we did the radio show. Real estate? We're doing it on what? Yeah, look at you
We
now.
said, Tony, don't worry about it.
Hey, that's not why you're here.
I'd call Tony
Know
up.
your role.
I'd call Tony. You want to talk about any of the? Nope. No
content.
Well, you let me know what's
Surprise
going
me.
on there.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of lender tips, but let's see. We're gonna move right along here. So you know what I try to tell buyers? They gotta check, see if permits are closed out.
Permit. Now you lost me.
Yeah.
So-
I'm out on that one too.
So what happened? Well, actually, I'll give you an example. Some guy called me the other day, which was not in our normal area, and I said, "How did you get us?" He says, "Well, I hate my attorney that I used to have, and I hate my broker." I said, "What happened?" He says, "When I bought the house, I was starting to remodel my house. I got a permit. I brought the inspector down to get a permit, and they said, 'Well, what about all these other things you've done on the property?' Cost him about $15,000 because he supposedly didn't get the other permits, but it was actually the owner before him.
Before him.
Yeah.
But he's still on the hook for that.
He was on the
Of
hook.
course.
So
Because
whenever
it's
you
his
do
house.
work
Right.
in a house, you're supposed to go to the town hall and say, give me a permit.
Right.
And then close out that permit.
You're supposed to go back there. And,
Right, so
and
that
have it
it
inspected.
gets inspected and they say
Right,
this
right.
is fine, it's up to code or whatever.
Exactly,
and
exactly.
You can go.
And then you can go on your merry way.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't check on that. I don't know if they think the bank does that or
they don't care.
they don't care. Probably
Because they're
B.
thinking that the real estate agent is
Right.
marketing a house
Right,
and selling
right.
a house and
Well,
everything's fine.
Yeah, I think this boils down to most people selling the house think everybody's going to do everything else for them.
Right,
Without
And
a
they
doubt.
don't have to do anything.
Right.
How did
Without
I
a
say
doubt.
that to me
Right.
the other day? I said, don't forget to do this. He goes, I really don't think that's my job. I think
Right.
that's your job.
That's on my new business cards.
Don't you love that when people tell you your job?
Yeah,
You've been
yeah.
doing your job for 30 years. Hey, I never thought that was my job. Thanks for pointing that out.
My job is to tell you what your trouble you're going to get into
Right.
if you don't
If
do
you
this.
don't do this.
If you don't want to do it,
That's
yours.
it's on
So
you.
the other thing that buyers, I think, are unaware of is that when they sign that offer to purchase,
Yeah.
am I stealing your thunder?
no, not at all.
All right, I'm just showing off here.
No, I know.
When they sign that offer to purchase, that is a contract.
It's a binding contract.
Yes.
So who would that affect more, the buyer or seller?
Well,
Since it's a binding contract, who would that affect
it
more?
depends on what's
If you
in.
want to show off,
No, I'm not. Hold on. You're not letting me think through my
ooh,
process.
this is
Let
where
her
she
think through her
Go ahead.
process.
Go ahead.
The point is, if you guys agreed to have the swing set stay,
Yep.
that has to be in your offer to
that's a very
purchase.
good point.
If you guys agreed to let the sellers stay in the property 30 days after they buy it, that has to be in your offer to purchase. And more times than not, when Rick gets the offer to purchase and he goes to do the purchase and sale agreement, the buyers said, well. It doesn't carry
Right.
over into
I'll
the
give
purchase
you,
and sale.
Yeah, I'll
I
give you an
see.
example where someone after the purchase and sale was signed, so they signed the offer, they signed the
Right.
purchase and sale. We're about a month into the closing, about 3 weeks away from closing the deal. Would you talk terms like people should know what we're talking about? Closing means the final process.
Please
so anyway,
do not underestimate our audience.
Anyway, the guy says, well, when is the seller going to take care of the knob and tube wiring, which is
Right.
a lot of money?
That is a lot.
A lot
And
of
it's a
money.
big project.
It's a big project. I said, I don't think anyone knew about that. He says, no, we talked about it at the open house. Can you take care of the
But
knob?
never got it in writing.
Never did in the offer, never did in the purchase and sale.
Now you're screwed.
Thought about it like two weeks before
Now
the
you're
closing.
stuck with
What are you in a
knob.
rush to go?
Now you're
No,
stuck
where
with
you gonna
knobs
be?
and tubes.
I think the office is texting me.
Probably telling us to shut up and
Shut
get some
up!
content on.
This is a lot of content.
Anyway, so the point is, whatever you guys decide, it can't be verbal. It has to go in writing, and you can't just assume that the real estate agents are talking to the attorneys that are negotiating the purchase and sale agreement. You got to make sure that whoever's representing you, hopefully Rick, gets the information from you. Right?
Right. No, you're right. And they got to come up with a game plan, too. Sometimes I've seen this before where the buyer did their walkthrough before the closing, and the kitchen island's gone.
Oh, they took it.
It should have been addressed,
Yeah,
and
right.
it may have been
It was
addressed.
a movable one, so technically it wasn't a fixture.
Right.
So if it's not attached to the house,
It could go.
it could go.
Right.
But the thing is, if the flooring underneath is
know.
trashed,
because it was there.
yeah,
That's my point.
Right.
Then don't look at me like that.
Yeah, no, it's a good.
No, if it's a gray area, you might as
You
well.
have to discuss it
might as well
and say, you know
identify
what,
it.
we'll leave the island for $500 extra,
Right.
or this is included in the sale, or this is not.
Not.
And if they say it's not, I'm going to ask to have it moved to see what the flooring looks like underneath. And if the flooring's trash, I'm going to ask them to fix the flooring
Sure.
before
That
I
makes
buy,
sense.
right?
Right.
But the point is, it has to be
Sure.
discussed.
Other than that, you got a kitchen that looks like a spacecraft landed in the middle.
That's
of it.
right.
Yeah, that's no good.
No.
Oh, that's where the aliens visited. And that couch over there is where I was probed.
Did you ever see that?
Okay.
You're still working on this out for Fenway.
Trigger.
Probe is
Anyone
a
who's
trigger
been
word.
probed. I know. You ever see those funky houses? They always have them like in some of those websites there. In the middle of the kitchen, they have it's like a aquarium look. They have all the fish right in the floor. I think that'd be a little bit too much for me.
A fish.
Oh, like in the flooring.
Yeah.
Like you're walking on fish.
Yeah.
Like you're walking over a koi pond
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Who
crazy.
feeds them and how do they get the?
Yeah.
get to
All
them?
right, don't think through it too
Yeah.
much. Couple other things.
That's what I do.
Yeah. Flood insurance, you got to make sure, because we've had this before. Someone doesn't know about flood insurance. Now, all of a sudden, at closing, they think, well, don't think. The lender says, oh, by the way, you owe $4,000 a year in flood insurance.
And if you do the math on that, it's an expensive monthly. It's something that you maybe you can't even be
Right.
qualified anymore.
So in
if
our-
you can't afford it.
So in our team, when we talked about it, insurance agents should be probably one of the other people you
Right.
should hook up with.
You
Right.
need a team.
You need a team.
And this is the we're probably running out of time, but this is the one.
No. Go ahead.
We'll bring this back next week.
All right.
But the thing of it is
my imagination is she doing a lot of eye rolls today.
no.
Oh, okay.
See,
All right.
No, about
You just proved my point.
about the regular amount.
I thought Tony was sticking up for me.
Well, you tried to, but until you did that, it proved my point.
But the point is, like, some people say, oh, we're buying a house and I have an attorney and I have a real estate agent, and they kind of step out. But, you have to be proactive on who you're working with, and you have to stay in contact with them and take all their advice and their information, because at the end of the day, they're helping you get to what you need and want.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And so we have a lot of people that don't want to listen to what we have to say, or don't listen to what we say. And at the end of the day, it's a problem. And it becomes a problem for us, too, because then we can't get it closed. And
One of the big
whatnot.
things I tell people, and no one listens to me on this, is the financing paragraph. So if you're supposed to have your financing by August 25th,
Yeah.
if you don't notify the seller by August 25th, if you don't have that financing, you could lose your deposit money. If you
So
don't,
if
if
you
you don't
can't
get
go
your
through with
finance.
the whole thing.
Exactly right. Right.
on that date.
And who's responsible for telling them that?
Well, that's
That-
someone on the buyer's
On the-
side.
on
is
the
supposed to-
buyer's side.
Right. But I always put in a letter. Don't forget, you got to watch your financing date, and if you don't have your financing by that date, we have to let them know to preserve your deposit money, and that seems like the biggest overlooked thing.
And I think that they don't think it's their responsibility, but they're the ones that sign the contract.
Well, yeah, you can't fool people. You can't
Right,
just
right.
wish it away.
Right,
These are legally
Yeah.
binding.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
Issues.
and the real estate attorneys, it's such a fluid, always moving
Yeah.
environment that the real estate agents, Rick will have it in his calendar that
Right.
Callahan's financing is due tomorrow.
Right.
So he'll go after the information. But if you don't call Rick back,
Right.
or you don't have the communication with the lender, you know what I'm
It's-
saying? So I'm
it's
just
communication.
saying, yes, communication
Yeah.
and proactive.
I mean, given that, we've talked about it on this show many times, that this is, in a lot of people's lives, this is the biggest purchase they're
Exactly.
Why leave
Yeah.
anything to chance?
well, right.
Right.
Yeah.
And here's another thing they leave to chance too, which has caught a few people too, is even if you get your financing commitment letter, buyer thinks they're all set. But there might be some conditions on
like
that
turn to
commitment.
page 3.
Right. There might be some conditions on that commitment letter.
It could be a commitment letter. We're going to give you the money.
Right.
Here are the following conditions.
Right.
And some of them are big. Like, we want to see your 6 months of your alimony payments.
Right.
Or receipt of alimony
Right,
payments.
because
And,
you said you make this much of money.
right. And we
Where
had
does it come from?
John
Right.
Maroney on a couple weeks ago. If it's not a monthly thing and it's sporadic,
Right. Doesn't
the
count.
loan didn't go through.
Yeah.
The deal didn't go through.
Well, we had one that, and I think I always use this example. Luckily, I was representing the seller, but the buyer let her financing date go. It said you had to have your finance by August 25th. She got her commitment letter, and the commitment letter said, you're approved, you just have to send us this statement. I think this is a little bit on the lender, too. They should have probably highlighted a little bit more than
And called her up and said, listen, you better send this because we're in trouble.
Right.
So it says you got to send this statement. She says, that's fine. I'll be able to do that. I'll let my commitment letter date go, which was, again, August 25th. And then she sent in this bank statement, but they were actually looking for something in this bank statement, which was her child support. And they said, this statement doesn't show that you're getting in child support.
Regularly.
Right, exactly.
Right, regularly or monthly.
Monthly,
or
Right.
Yeah.
She was probably getting some in cash. The husband was probably paying some more.
That's another deal that fell through.
Yeah, deal fell through, and she could have lost her deposit money.
But
so
But you would.
We were on the
you-
seller side. We said, let's hang in there.
Right.
We don't see many. Well,
you're a
I
good-
shouldn't
you're
judge
good
it.
We're good people.
Yeah.
I mean, do we really want people's deposit money?
No.
No.
Very rarely does someone say.
Unless they're
Yeah.
assholes. Then.
Yeah.
Or they've really lost the opportunity to sell the house in the hottest real estate market,
Right,
and then it
right.
crashes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then,
Yeah.
if there's
Well,
if
we've
there's,
all been there.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
that's
if
a
there's
good point.
monetary damages, then they will
Yeah,
keep
maybe.
the
Yes, yeah. Because if the buyer's losing money, I mean, sellers
losing money
Right,
every
right,
time the
right.
house was kind of off the market or
Right.
contingent on the whatever the house going
Yeah.
through.
Sure.
But all right.
One last tip.
Oh my God, I'm so tired.
I know
Rick.
you're exhausted.
I gotta go.
I know, but we might because we've almost got them all in. So
Oh, all
I don't
right.
want to leave 99.
Okay.
Condominiums. If you're buying a condominium, everyone thinks you just look up your master deed, your declaration trust, you're done. What you should really look into is the condominium meeting minutes.
The bylaws and the budget, right?
Yep, because that has all the key things in there. So if there's assessments coming up, it's going to be the meeting minutes that talk about it, as opposed to the master deed and trust that are recorded at the registry 25 years ago. So,
And some people, Rick says, did you review the condo docs? And the guy's like, nope.
nope. I go, all right.
All right.
Well, isn't that your job?
No.
No, it's not. It's
It's
Renee
my
Carter's job.
Right. But it's my job to tell you to do it.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Exactly.
And if you don't care,
Then
we don't
don't
care.
care. Right.
Somehow we rebounded. We got a lot of content.
Good job. Good job, guys.
All right, good job. Good. You're just doing that so he'll get you on stage again. I know what you're doing. All right. Thanks for joining us on the Real Estate House Party. This is wonderful. My two favorite real estate experts, Tony V, Kathy Holtshouser.
Woo.
Good job.
I'm exhausted.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.